Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Our fellow knockers, good to see you this morning. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show on govsradio.com. That's our website there. We're also on Facebook and YouTube. It is July
14th.
July 14th, the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also seen if you have a smart device, like a smart TV, an Apple TV, Roku, Fire Stick, all that smart stuff. You can download an app. It's called Boxcast. And guess what? You can see all your favorite govsradio.com shows on that app. That's right. As our good friends Dr. Ken Pichelle and Don Sill say, we on TV! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. On the Boxcast app, you can watch us on TV. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, July, what was it?
14th.
July 14th. Hope everybody's
I'll just keep saying
doing
that.
well. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club right here in Levittown, New York. The legendary Governor's Comedy Club, which is now open, ladies and gentlemen. It is open. Joey Cola was here. Anthony Rodea is here this weekend. It was nice of Anthony Rodea to call us yesterday and talk to us for a little while. Hello, Danny Coronado. Hello, Johnny McDonald. Hello, Chris Thomas. Hello, Joe Staz. Tom Galati. My mom is watching. Felix. Gina Ehrlich, Kenny Shevlin, Felix. Did I say Felix already? Captain Jack. Frank Fiala is watching. Good to see everybody this morning. Hope everybody's doing well.
And just so everyone knows, like if you don't want like a shout out, like if you're actually back to work during these times and you're sitting at your office and you're like, someone just outed me in the office that I'm not doing my work. Just like shoot us a message and we won't say your name because we've had that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't think about that. I forgot. We used to not say their names.
Well, not everyone's name, but like there I could recall two people that are like, "Hey, love watching your show. Don't out me in the office."
Linda Marcus Smith. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, meanwhile here I am still calling names.
No. I think people really appreciate it. I think people love that. It's just the handful of people that don't want to.
So we have a fun show for you in store today. We have a special guest, Alex Rudy, will be our guest. He'll be on that screen around 11:30. He hosts a podcast called The Artist Matters, and his website is theartistreallymatters.com. He hosts a podcast. Chris Roach was basically the premise of his podcast is that he talks to artists, various different artists, comedians, actors, actual artists, painters and whatnot. Chris Roach has done it. This week, he puts them out weekly or once every other week. This week's guest is me. He posted...
you talked for a long time.
I did talk a lot. I kept saying that to him. Say, man, I'm talking way too much here.
I was like, I thought he was going to edit this. And you're like, I think he did. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's the thing.
You had a lot to say.
He told me it's like 45 minutes to an hour that once he edits it. We talked for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then the edited version that he put out is an hour and a half. And I kept saying it to him while we were on. I'm like, am I talking too much? You got to edit a lot of this out, right? Please, please. I was just rambling. I don't even know if I answered his questions. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about half the time.
Maybe he should be like a psychologist or something. Like he brings that out in people.
He was like, so what makes you want to do a radio show? And I was like, did you see the Met game? Like, I was just rambling.
Oh, really? You were doing stuff like that? He wasn't like, what, if you were a tree, what tree would you be? And you were like, I would be a fern.
The hell are you talking about?
You never had to go through those behavioral interviews?
This wasn't a behavioral interview.
I know, I'm just saying.
You're saying he should be a psychologist, and now you're off running thinking that he is a psychologist.
You talked for so long, he had to ask you some deep-hearted questions.
He asked about the dinner theater and how that started. He asked what it was like to, because I started my own dinner theater company, and then I don't know, what was it, 3-4 months later, I was diagnosed with cancer. So he asked what that was like.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you had a lot to say.
Yeah,
there's a lot to that.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I saw he did he's done a couple of short films that we
you
saw.
Loved it.
Well, yeah, he did a spoof on the Dog Whisperer. And I used to love that show. Like, I love that show, and I love that guy. And he did it. It's like the dog talker, and it's the funniest clip ever.
Goodness!
So yeah,
wow.
so I'm excited to
the funniest clip
see him.
Ever. She says.
And I don't know if this is like a weird thing to talk about, but it just jarred my memory when I mentioned behavioral interviews. I used, you guys know I used to work for Marriott, and I used to hire people, and I had to be like trained in these interview sessions or interviews, like all these questions that they would have you ask, and you had to like. They were awful. Like they were the most awful questions. Like if you had to build something from beginning to end, like a birdhouse, what have you done? And the people would look at you like I'm just here for the waitress job, right? Like it was the most awful questions that I had to ask these people. And this one time, I'll never forget. The question was, like, I remember these questions like the back of my hand. Tell me about a time that you were involved with something and it just didn't go the way you had planned and how you would come back from it. So, like, people would be like, one time I bought this car, and as I drove home on the highway, I realized the guy didn't put oil in it, and the engine died. Like, you'd get, like, questions like that, right? Or answers like that. And this one guy, we were interviewing for a cook, and he was from Beirut. And I asked that question, and he said, well, one time, all of my family had gathered for my birthday when I was turning 21. And then we heard the helicopters coming. And I'm actually, like, as I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. He told the story about helicopters that, like, bombed his countryside, and many of his family died. And I'm, like, sitting there like, I don't know what job you want, but we're going to pay you double, and I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't even know what to say. It was awful.
Come to Governors this weekend for a lot of laughs. Anthony Rodee will be here.
Sorry.
Hey,
speaking of therapy, I think I need to go to therapy.
She's the only one talking about therapy.
Yeah.
The brokerage this weekend. Rich Vaz is coming into the brokerage this weekend. That's a great show. Friday, 2 shows on Saturday. That's at the brokerage in Belmore. And, of course, don't forget July 30th. Oh, and here we go again with the...
I think it's spirits that do poltergeist when you're not nice to me.
Yeah, it's this guy's family from Beirut. They're coming in. They're pissed off you're talking about
when you're
them.
not encouraging to my stories, it goes crazy. Have you noticed that? I'm just saying.
July 30th, Carla Okeson, Mike Keegan, Tim Saliani from Domestic Disturbance Podcast. What?
I think it's getting worse because I was right.
Domestic Disturbance Podcast is on tonight on govsradio.com, but you can see them live July 30th at Governors at the Patio. Also, No Rhyme, No Reason will be there, which is also on tonight on govsradio.com. They're performing. Rich Rada, Jeff Bosey. Our friend Lou Pratz is performing as well. And then from Knockem Dead Comedy, Sallie and I will be there, and Danielle Asher from Knockem Dead Comedy Ashland, and Don Sill from Pasusu. Wow, it's a Govs Radio night over there at the Patio on July 30th. Come join us. Have some fun with us. Real quick, of course, don't forget your Govs Radio swag. Get your mugs, your hats, your shirts. Take a picture of yourself with the Govs Radio swag and send it to us. We'll send you a free pass to one of the Governor's comedy clubs. That's on the swag is on teespring.com. Teespring.com. And then real quick, Eagle Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagle Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Two Eagles Auto Body handles foreign and domestic automobiles and motorcycles using such techniques as state-of-the-art paint spray booths and computer color matching. In the event of an accident, Two Eagles Auto Body has their own tow trucks and will walk you through the process from start to finish. From tow through insurance process to return of your vehicle, we are with you. So please call Two Eagles Auto Body at 516-328-2527, located in New Hyde Park, Long Island. Again, we are Two Eagle Auto Body. Please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. And that's all of our ads for today. I got that done pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why did I think Graz was taking over that ad?
He wasn't taking it over. He was asked to do it as well.
Oh.
So let's see what's cooking here. Let's see.
Linda Smith had a good comment.
Oh, boy. Tim Saliani's watching. And Danielle Asher's watching.
And Andy.
Andy Fremner.
No,
Pajanos.
Yeah.
James Padula. You continue to entertain us. Well, thanks. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Ken Pichelle says, good morning, kids. I'm listening, but won't be able to keep up on the comments today. Ken Pichelle also will not be doing trivia with us today, which we had a hard cry about.
Let's make Alex do it.
Linda hasn't worked since 1996. We can out her. All right, cool. So she won't get in trouble. Thanks for outing me. Let's see. So tossing. So Joe Stas says chef lives matter. Linda Marcus Smith says tossing salad splatter. Captain Jack says hi. If you were told to build a birdhouse, why do you want this job?
That was funny.
Microwaves and coffee makers matter. Yeah, true. Did you pay your electric bill? No, everything else is working fine. I don't know what's going on with that TV.
Spirits telling Tony to be nicer.
Linda Marcus Smith interviewed Rich. He would not talk. He interviewed me. Rich, who? Walker? Linda Marcus Smith, your show is what, on Mondays? Go ahead, we'll give you a free plug. Go ahead, give us the info in the comments here. No rhyme is... Oh, Rich Rader. No rhyme is rich, no reason has to be Jeff. Yes, Danielle says it's going to be a fun night on July 30th. Yeah, it's going to be a great night. Looking forward to that a lot.
Andy Plajanos. And that was the day my entire family was wiped out. Do you provide a hairnet?
I missed that, sorry.
Yeah, I know you did.
All right, so you... let's see. So you wanted... I was going to talk about something yesterday. You said we should wait till today. So I've waited till today. And I'm going to tell you right now. What was that about?
No, I pulled a string on my shirt by mistake. I have to sew.
My goodness. All right. So, there we go. Okay. So right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's a picture.
Oh.
That is Marcella.
That little dumpling.
Marcella, as you can see, Marcella's little book. Marcella is a 10-year-old author, ladies and gentlemen, and she just wrote a book. You can get the book at marcellapace.com. There's how you spell Marcella, Marcella, Pace, Pace.com. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she's my pal Elio Pace's daughter. She just put out a book. It's called Marcella's Little Book, and I'd like to just... She decided to write a book. All right, it's on there, but I needed to read it. She's 10 years old. She was born with a heart condition known as aortic stenosis. She's had many surgeries. She also has hip dysplasia. She's had many surgeries for that. Spent her first 2 years in a cast. She also has Kabuki syndrome, and I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I mean, that's why her hips needed to be broken and redone, and her, there's all of that stuff.
And on top of that, she's autistic as well. For 10 years, she has quite the story, and she just wrote a book. It's a children's book, and it has some great illustrations, but she talks about her life. And I just think that's fantastic. And this poor kid has been through quite a bit.
Yes.
So the book, you have to email them at marcellapace.com. Go to their website. You can contact them through their website because you can't buy the book in America. If we do have some English viewers, European viewers. So if you're in Europe, you can buy the book. If you're in America, email them directly about getting the book. And it's only, I think, like $5 or $6. It's nothing. And the money is going to a charity. I think it's some kind of veterans charity, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It is going to a charity, so that's a good cause as well. Very inspirational book. Warms your heart to see that. And we wish Marcella all the best with the book, with life. We'd like to congratulate her on the book. And I'd also like to just quickly say a quick thank you to our pal Eric Shevlin. He actually bought 10 books. He bought 10 books, and he didn't even, and because they're not delivering to America, he said, you know what, don't even send the books to me. Just send the books to a children's group or a charity of some sort. Donate the books somewhere.
Very nice.
So I thought that was really super. So hats off to Eric, and hats off to Marcella for putting that book together. We wish her all the best. So
Mike Keegan's watching. Joey Cola's watching.
Joey
Captain Jack
Cola?
is watching.
Joey Cola, we were talking about you yesterday. We're curious how it went this past weekend at Governors. Anthony Rodia called us up. He's playing here this weekend, and we were just curious what it was like to play in the club with people wearing masks. You know, did it throw you off? I'm sure the laughter gets a little muffled.
Nothing throws him off. There's nothing that throws him off.
Oh,
like,
I'm not
sorry,
saying that.
I don't mean to speak for him, but
I'm not
a rock star.
Oh, don't you know damn well I'm not saying his performance was subpar. There's just no doubt about that. But inside, I'm sure it was an adjustment. But he's a true professional, and he adjusted just fine. And of course, he had a kick-ass show. But I'm sure in his head he thought, "Wow, this is a little different." The laughter is muffled. You can't see the people laughing through the masks.
I completely disagree. Do you remember the time that we saw him? We just like poked our heads into this. Like the Governors was having a daytime show, and it was hearing impaired people. So yes,
no, it wasn't a daytime show. It was when we were doing Joey Cola live from the green room.
What does that matter for the story?
And then when the show was over, he walked out there and did a set. Well, maybe you should talk to a psychologist. During the day, he's
still
busy.
Talking.
He's working. Well, I finally shut up.
Oh, you haven't, though. The entire audience was filled with deaf people, and so it was like a little getting used to. And when comic after comic came on the stage, and as they came off the stage, they were like, "Wow, that was cool," but I was kind of thrown because there was people they don't clap. They do what how do they do? Oh, they wave like this, right, to clap. Like hearing impaired people do like this. So that was a little bit of an adjustment. They had someone on stage who was an interpreter. And so there was a 5-second delay of the joke. So the comic would say something, and then just a little bit later they would, don't even talk with your face. You're talking with your face. Just go look that way.
Talking
don't talk
with my face.
Don't verbally talk, and don't talk with your face. Thank you. So Joey's on stage. Joey finally goes on stage, and to tell you the truth, I don't even think he was even supposed to. Was he headlining? I think he just
So now you're asking me questions.
No, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not even talking to you still. Look that way. Anyway, so Joey comes on stage. The interpreter's there, and Joey is a very animated on-stage performer. He had this interpreter, Joey does this one bit where he's talking about sex with his wife and how he's getting so fat these days. Are you seriously touching the camera?
It was an accident.
Are you seriously touching the camera?
It was an accident. Sorry.
I cannot wait till 12 o'clock. So Joey has he does this bit where he's saying, "Oh, I'm so heavy. I'm like a turtle having sex, and I'm falling back in my shell." He has this interpreter so comfortable with him that she's actually doing the movements with him and pretending they're in the midst of things as turtles. It was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen, and there wasn't one moment where he seemed thrown. He was just amazing and gracious. So he might feel weird with people with masks, but I would say that out of all the comics out there, the comic who is less thrown is Joey Cola. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So am I allowed to
You can
comment
now
on this?
you can start by talking with your face
All
and
right.
then lead into it.
All right. A couple of things.
It has to, if you're going to complain about things, it has to matter in the story. Not, "Oh, no, it wasn't 2 o'clock, Sallie. It was 3 o'clock." No, it was definitely 3 o'clock.
It was 2019. It was a half-deaf audience, half-hearing audience.
I think more were deaf.
It was half and half, and what
does that matter?
I'm about to tell you. See, now turn around, face that way. So what the weird part was, you had half an audience clapping.
Half doing that.
Well, yeah, but not only that, like you said, but there was a delay. So you had half an audience laughing and clapping, and all of a sudden, then the other half, he's about to go into the next joke, and all of a sudden the other half is laughing because they just got it from the interpreter. So that's one. So it was half and half.
Right.
Now the other thing.
Another complaint about me, or are you just adding to the story?
Oh no, it's a complaint about you.
All right. Okay.
My original statement was he must have been thrown.
Right.
You just said what really threw him was
I started with talking about other comics, not him.
Right, but you actually said what must have thrown him. So that's what I said. That's how the whole thing started. I said he must have been thrown.
I don't know why you just can't be happy about a story and add to it. Why it has
Because
to
you
be
disagreed.
critiqued every second
You disagreed
I
with
open my
me.
pie hole.
You disagreed and then went on to say you disagreed that he was thrown, then went on to talk about how he was thrown.
Shut up.
He was not headlining that day.
I don't care.
Well, you asked. That was the question
I
you
asked myself, and then
No,
I
you
said to
asked me.
myself,
I'm the
no,
only
I
guy
didn't.
sitting
I
here.
actually made it a point to say I'm not asking you.
He did live from the green room, and then he walked over and did a set while he was here. So I'm going to bet you a quarter that inside his mind, he must feel, oh, this is a little odd, by seeing.
I'm not
people
betting a
dance.
quarter because
Why
I only
not?
bet a
'Cause
quarter
I'm
when
right.
I know I'm going to win. And what I did say at the end was, out of all the comics that are thrown, he is thrown the least.
Oh, but that's not the argument.
I'm not arguing with you to begin with. I wish I was lesbian. It would make
So do I.
everything better.
Yeah, now we're
I
talking.
wish I was just more attracted to women. Everything would be right.
Oh, let's talk about that. We won't argue about that.
Yeah.
So, in a town called Valley Stream here on Long Island, that's where Bobby Inns is from.
Oh, really?
Jennifer McLegan. That's her name. That sounds like a McDonald's sandwich.
Say it again.
Actually, it would probably turn you on. You calm down. McLegan.
That's the last name?
Leggan.
Huh,
McLegan?
All right.
McLegan. Jennifer McLegan, a nurse and a single mother who lives in Valley Stream, called the police
Uh-oh.
because one of her neighbors had been throwing dead squirrels onto her yard and dog feces into her yard.
This is like a Chris Thomas story.
That's exactly why I'm bringing this up.
Oh, okay.
Because it did remind me of Chris Thomas. Chris Thomas, who also had dog feces being thrown into her yard in Floral Park, which they're not really that far from each other, Valley Stream and Floral
What's
Park.
with the poop throwers
What's
over
with
there?
you people in Valley Stream? This is like West Nassau County, bordering Queens.
Just put it in the trash, people.
So just like Chris Thomas, McLegan installed a camera, and sure enough, it showed one of her neighbors throwing the dead squirrels and dog feces.
Where does she find these things? Like, where is she finding dead squirrels to even do this?
Oh, I don't know.
Was that the story? Was there, like, any end to it? Like, did the person say why they were doing it?
No arrests have been made yet, even though they have the person on video. But Nassau County police have said, we take these allegations seriously, and Nassau County Police Department is conducting a thorough investigation into this matter. I'm tempted to try and contact this McLegan and get a quote and maybe interview her, because this is the craziest thing. I mean, it's crazy enough, like Chris Thomas, our beloved Chris Thomas, who's a part of our extended family. It's one thing to get feces thrown into her yard.
Yeah.
But now this one, dead squirrels.
Yeah, gross.
So, I don't know, is that a crime? Like, you're probably killing
Yes. You can't
No.
dispose of...
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
Where is the person who did this? I don't know if it's male or female. Where is the person who's throwing the dead squirrels? Where is this person finding the dead squirrels?
That's what I just asked like 5 seconds ago.
Oh.
I'm like, where are they getting dead squirrels from?
So are they, but if she's killing the squirrel, if the person is killing the squirrel to throw it,
Ew.
is that a crime to kill the squirrel?
I don't know.
Or is this person just like driving around, because you see dead squirrels all over the place because unfortunately cars, accidentally hit them when they're running in the street Is this person just like driving around Long Island looking for a dead squirrel somewhere and collecting them?
I don't think there's hunting rules on squirrels.
So, yeah, I thought that was a very strange story.
Oh, I wanted to like talk about the thing with the school principals. That was crazy. Yeah,
Talking about COVID.
Yeah, I posted on my wall the other day. And this was in San Francisco, more than 40 San Francisco Bay Area principals.
Are there that many schools in San Francisco Bay Area?
Oh, yeah.
Really? I don't know. I've only been to
Sure.
California once. I don't know.
They're in quarantine after being exposed to COVID-19 during an in-person meeting about how to reopen schools safely. Isn't that crazy? So, yeah. So, I don't know, people.
Meanwhile, and we've been talking about it, Florida,
Yeah.
how their numbers are like kicking the crap out of everybody else, man.
Why don't we wait for Florida? Because isn't that where Alex is from?
Oh, that's right. He lives in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could ask him all about like what the heck is going down in Florida.
It is time to.
Oh
get
yeah,
him
you
on
want
the
to do
phone.
that? Okay.
Here, I'll set you up. Let's see.
Oh, you don't want to just call him?
What?
Why don't you just call him?
Yeah,
Oh
but you're the one who.
no. Like you, do you want?
What?
Yeah. Okay.
It's just two. Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
Alex
Sally.
Rudy. How are you, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
All right, how you doing?
How you doing?
Really nice to meet
Right.
you.
Nice to
Sally.
meet you.
All right, so
Hi, Sally.
all right,
How
so
you doing?
first things first, Alex. We got to get into this. What the hell? Because you're down there in Florida. What
Yeah.
the hell is going on down there?
Lots of people just breathing on each other. I don't know why.
It's
just a little
crazy. The
control.
numbers are outrageous. Meanwhile, you have places like Florida, like Disney, opening up.
I went to
Schools
I went
opening up.
to I went to Universal on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Had to wear the mask the whole time. Yeah, I'm sideways. I know.
Yeah,
I like
sorry.
to do it sideways.
All right. Now you're better.
Sorry about that.
Sideways is always fun. But anyway, I felt safe at Universal. They were enforcing the mask thing, and they were cleaning up stuff. They were making sure everybody was socially distanced. So I felt safe there. When I went to the bathroom, I would go into a stall. At least I could take off the damn mask for a
Right.
little while.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
when you went there, did everyone wear gloves? Because like if you go on a ride and like some kid touches a ride and then another kid comes in and touches the ride, like the germ lasts for hours and days. Like how do you do that? I'm just asking, how do you do that?
No, we just would go on the rides with our hands. I mean, they would pump hand sanitizer into our hands before we got on each ride.
Maybe that's
So
not.
there was a guy
Maybe that's a little bit
squirting.
better. That's why
little bit
I've
better,
never.
yeah.
That's why I haven't been like that opposed to going to the beach or something, because people will, they're on their blanket, they're not really like touching metal, and then someone else coming over a second later and touching another piece of metal. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Do you know if schools are still in the works of ready to be opened?
As far as I know, yeah. They start school like in the middle of August here. That's just so weird to me.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm so used to school starting after Labor Day.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm so used to.
How long you been down there?
Been down here since 2008.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
probably. I would still be adjusting too, man. I can't even imagine myself living anywhere but here.
The island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the island. Oh, the island over here.
Yeah, Wantagh tough. I like that. That tough. His arms crossed.
That's me. I'm a real toughie.
Yeah.
You get that cool shirt at Universal?
This one I got for my birthday a few years ago.
Very.
Like
Oh, speaking of
6
which,
years ago.
you just passed your birthday, right?
Yeah, it was Sunday. I turned 50.
Nice. Oh,
Thank you.
Stop. I turned 50. Look at him. He's got a full head of hair. I don't see any grays. He's super thin. You're in great shape, pal.
Thank you. It makes me feel so much better.
All right. So first, let's. So we wanted to talk to you because you have the podcast, but we wanted to get into first we watched both of the films on your website, theartistreallymatters.com. I really enjoyed. Actually, we both really enjoyed the park.
Thank you.
And we're going to get to both of them, but I want to get into the dog talker first because Sallie thought this was the funniest thing
It
going.
was seriously the funniest thing. You totally
thank you.
nailed it. Yeah, you were so funny. I loved it.
Yeah,
I was just like,
yeah.
it takes a lot for me to just like crack up, and it was just really well done. I thought you were great.
Glad. That means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah. I just came up with the idea. I thought it'd be funny to just do a sketch, and I know I can do Caesar Milan, and made him Caesar Ensaladas, and just wanted to do a funny sketch where there was nothing wrong with the
Yeah,
the
it was
dog.
so funny. Like I didn't want to like wreck your, the surprise of it. But the funny thing, like for those of you who were the Dog Whisperer fan, is that he shows up out of the blue into this family's home with this like perfect dog, and they're like, "Hi," and he's like, "Here I am. I'm going to fix your dog." It's like the most perfect dog in the world. It's like so funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask that. Where did you find this dog? This dog reminded me
was
of
perfect.
He reminded me of Petey from the Little Rascals. Just the most
Yeah.
well-behaved dog, very animated. Just the dog alone makes you laugh. Where did you find
Yeah,
this
he-
dog?
He's our dog. We adopted him in
Oh, he's yours.
2012. Yeah. He
And
was the
it's-
runt of the litter, and he's always just been a very chill dog.
And he's definitely got a little bit of pit in him, right?
Yeah, he's a Staffordshire Terrier, so that's a little mix of a pit and I think a bulldog.
I had a pit myself that, and he was a mix. He looked like some kind of mix as well. It was the best dog. He died almost 3 years ago, but this was the best dog I ever had. He was. I was floored. I didn't do a lot of research into it at the time. I just knew he was good with my kids, which is why we took him. But oh my God, he was the best dog in the world. So yeah.
Plus, when he got the dog, like he was listed at the shelter as lab mix. Like,
Yeah, right.
sure.
Yeah,
Like you look
was
at this
one name.
dog, it was like a complete pit bull.
I think they probably have like a dartboard when they just don't see it. They go, let's just throw this at the dartboard.
Right.
Oh, he's a lab mix. All right, yeah. Terrier mix. Let's just put that on there. Yeah.
Because you don't see pit when you look in their faces. You don't see it at all.
No. He's
But,
such a good boy for that.
Yo, I mean, yeah, really, it was a perfect dog for that bit. I was dying. I thought that was again reminded me of Petey from Little Rascals. I thought that was fun. And whose
Yeah.
house was that, by the way?
That was my house.
That is
and
your
I just
house.
I had two of my actor friends from my dinner theater days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were funny.
I
They were
knew
both
they,
really
I
funny.
knew they would be perfect. Yeah, I knew they'd be perfect for the parts.
Right. So yeah, I want to. All right. So yeah, I want you. You gave me a nice segue for the dinner theater, but I just want to mention real quick because when we talked last week, I didn't know that was your house. So you're a big, apparently a big Beatle guy because I saw all the big Beatles decorations in the
That's
house.
my wife. That's my
that's your
wife.
wife. All right, well.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it rubbed off on me, but she was
Nice.
the Beatle maniac. And
Well,
it
then
just
she's-
kind of, yeah.
She's all right in my book because that's I'm a Beatle freak myself.
All right.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
Absolutely. All together now.
So dinner theater, and that was another thing. After watching you in the dog talker, I was a little disappointed because knowing that you're in Florida, I'm like, son of a bitch, this guy would be great in
I
one of
know.
our dinner
I
theaters.
know.
We were like
And-
halfway through, and I go, "Where does he live?" And Tony's like, "Florida." I'm like, "Oh, damn crap!"
I know. It would have been fun.
So did you move to Florida to be with? Was it your wife? Did she?
We were on crack. That's
Oh.
what it was. Yeah. There was a lot of crack here, so we said, let's just marry them together. No. My wife and her ex had property down here. I don't know. We just decided to. She bought him out, and we built a house on here and decided to move like some crazy people.
Calm the excitement. Take it easy. Yeah, we got some property. We built a house. It's beautiful. We got a great dog.
Ideal me.
The dinner theater you did up here was you did what? The Godfather's Meshuggah Wedding, right?
Well, down here. In
Oh, you did
Florida.
it down there.
Yeah, I never did dinner theater until I moved down here, and they had an ad in Craigslist. They said they paid. Let me
Nice.
try it.
That's always a bonus. Yeah.
But it was put on by a woman who did do dinner theater in Manhattan. She had done the show, and then when she moved to Florida, she was like, "I'm going crazy. I got no creative outlet." So she asked the producers, "Can I do the show down here, and
Oh, that's a great
sure
idea.
enough, it took off.
I would think there's an audience for it down there, being that most of Florida are transplanted New Yorkers, right?
That's right. There's a lot of how you doings down here.
Yeah, Florida, North Carolina.
Oh, so
Yeah,
I didn't
a lot of
realize it was before. I didn't realize it was after you moved.
Yeah.
All right.
Lots
all
of
right.
fun, though.
So now, it's a blast. I just can't. I really I've had my own company since 2002, but started doing it. I don't know, 96, 97, something like that, and I really just can't get enough of it now, and I miss it terribly during this time.
I know.
It's crazy. All right, but you also another film that we saw was The Park, which was also yours. You're not in it, but you directed it and wrote it, right?
Yes.
You can't give away anything.
I know it's hard to.
No.
Yeah.
We highly recommend going to see these films. Again, theartistreallymatters.com. Each film is only maybe 10 minutes each. They're short,
If
short
that,
films. Yeah. But the Dog Talker, very funny. And for me, I think I saw the show maybe once.
Yeah, see,
so I still enjoyed it, but
He did really like it, but I was just like,
if you're a fan of it, you like it so much more.
It was just like, oh my God,
But-
it's so funny.
Gracias, mamacita.
But The Park was, being that I've never really seen that show, watching The Park, that I enjoyed more because I didn't know the show. So, and just the subject matter and the whole thing. I don't want to give anything away, so I'm just going to tell you guys to go see it again. 10 minutes at the very most, so go check it out. But I will say, when I first watched it, because there is a big surprise at the end. So again, it's really well done.
Thank you.
The quality, technically it's done well, it's produced well, good acting, but not knowing what I was watching, knowing it's an independent film. And again, I'm not going to give anything away, but there's this one part where the girl is walking through the park after talking to somebody, and
You said her dad.
okay, I didn't know, I didn't know what I could.
Yeah, this is
give away.
basically a girl meeting a father she never knew
Right.
she had.
Okay,
And the mother hasn't painted a good picture of her, but
Right.
she said she'll give this guy a shot and meet him in a park someplace.
right. She's college age, meeting her dad for the first time, but after they talk, she starts walking around the park. And without giving away the twist, I just thought, because it's an independent film, I just thought maybe you guys didn't have enough footage before I knew what she was walking around for. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and in my head I'm like, they're reusing, like that footage of her walking. They already showed that, and then realizing what was going on. So I just felt like an idiot, but I just wanted to share that with you. What an idiot!
Yes, I actually had to reshoot. I had to reshoot the ending because
Oh, yeah?
the twist didn't have enough punch.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh crap, we got to redo this, but like I have to because it just didn't. Everything just stayed in the same place, and then I said I got to change up some stuff here, and we shot it maybe a month later.
Oh, okay. Well, that's smart because the scenery is different.
Yeah,
The background.
It's the same park. It's
Right.
the same park. It's just a different part.
But it works. So smart move on your part. So originally it was the same spot in the park?
Yeah, we shot everything in one day the first
Yeah.
time, and then me and my editor were looking at it like, this twist isn't having that,
Yep.
like something. And then I said, okay, let's do this, and then we did. And
Okay.
and the actors were real father and daughter,
Oh, is that right?
and they had not met each other until she was 15,
wow.
and they met each other in a park. I'm like, come on.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They told me that when they did that, when they told me at the audition, like, if these people can act, I gotta give them the roles. And of course, they were just awesome. She's a star, that girl.
Yeah, sure.
I mean-
wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. I could not believe that. Like,
Well, yeah.
talk about divine.
Yeah. Well, again, well done. I really enjoyed that. All right.
Grazie.
Absolutely. So the podcast, The Artist
Yes.
Matters. Where did it come from? What's the history of it?
Another crack binge. I was doing lots of crack. No, I guess I was listening to podcasts and I was getting ideas. And even when I started filming the park, I made a podcast for the park. Just like each time I shot something or did something, I did that. And like, well, I'm liking the idea of talking to my actors and the guy who shot it and the musician. Like, what if I talk to other artists? Because those are my people. And I said, well, hey, let's do it. I think it'd be interesting to interview them and hear their stories and how they started, what inspires them.
Right.
If they put their art to the side, what made them come back to it? Or if life got in the way, how did their art help them?
Yeah, it's interesting.
And then,
Which is the case with most of them, I'm assuming, right?
Yes,
Unfortunately.
And I just knew that I had to get at least a few interviews in the pocket before I launched, and I think it was March 7th of last year is when I officially launched weekly.
Right, it is weekly, okay.
Until I did my 1-year anniversary, I'm like, I can't do this weekly grind, so now I'm making it bi-weekly. It's just a lot easier. Yeah, it frees up time to do other creative stuff.
It is, it's tough doing the research, trying to get the guests right, because you do it all. You do the research, you write the questions, you book them. It's tough.
Yep,
and same here, man. It's not easy. But the payoff is good, especially when the guests are impressed. Like, oh, you did your research. You know about me. That's always a good thing, and it helps them remember you, which is a good thing too. In case when wanting to get them back or whatnot. But
I think of questions that interest me about them. Like, why did they start this? Why this specific thing? Was anybody in the family into it? Were they encouraging? And where did you take it? And those questions I really want to ask. I mean, obviously, as I've gotten into it longer, I've been able to formulate questions a little better and tailor them to my guests. I mean, when I was first starting, it was pretty rough and raw, and I think I told you I had to edit like 40 minutes from a guest because there's just too much.
I think that was me.
No.
I saw you. I feel bad for you, man. I rambled and rambled and rambled, and you had to edit
But it was
so
good
much.
rambling.
It was good rambling. Well, that's a matter of opinion. Most people would not agree with you. I felt so bad, and I kept telling you even during. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm talking so much, and you still put out an hour and a half podcast. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Hey, people, hey, someone else will be listening to it and be inspired to be part of dinner theater or start their own dinner theater or get into comedy.
Chop their leg off. That's their
that too.
How
and
much
put
fun
it on
was
the wall.
Right, hang it on the wall, get it stuffed. What was it? How much fun was it talking to Chris Roach?
It was all right. No,
He was all
it was
right.
good. It was weird though. He had just done some lawn work, and then he comes in talking to me, and then him in the middle of it, he's ordering Chinese food. Like, okay,
Do not take that. That's who he is. He's just.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's just like that all the time. Like, you just have to like sit back and watch him. I just love people watching him.
But how is it for you to find your guests? I mean, is it? Are you out there just reaching out to people that you've stumbled across? I know we've had, we have a mutual friend, so that's how that happened. But or is it all the above? Just people reaching out to you? How do you do it?
It's a mixed bag. First, I started off with people I knew, like my acting teacher Lori in New York, an actor friend, a photographer I know here, and some other friends that I knew that were in the biz, tattoo artists. And then I was part of other Facebook groups, and then I just threw it out there like anybody interested in being on the show, and then like 10 or 12 people said, yeah, we'll do it. Like,
yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people want to tell their story, everyone has a story.
That's right. I'm sure Sallie has a story too.
Sallie does
like
have
an
a story.
onion.
Sallie,
Peel the onion away.
She's got layers. Like Shrek says, you've got layers. Ogre's got layers there.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been really fun and just learning about everybody's story and putting them out there. And I want to support my artists and maybe get them some business or
that's cool. And likewise,
connect them with others. Yeah.
What has there been? Any stories that really kind of threw you, or that did something that you didn't see coming, like, or any memorable interviews, or all of them just nice and memorable for you?
One of my guests was Rebecca Flott, and she came from Brazil to America. She had dreams of being a painter. In what capacity, she wasn't sure. And then she did she had to learn the language, and she was just doing cleaning and stuff, but she was always painting. And then someone saw it and said, you should teach a class. And it grew from there, and she found her niche with doing painting on screens.
Oh.
Like screens that you would have on your deck or your lanai or backyard. And that was her little shtick. She found special paints for that. And
wow.
then she teaches classes. She started a little business and Etsy shop, and she's making money.
Wow. Wow.
I was like,
Don't stand behind
what
the
a
screen when she's airbrushing.
No. You have your own.
dots of paint on your face.
That's art.
Yeah, true. There you go. That's
Just
cool.
don't breathe it in.
Yeah, true. Right. Well, we're
Unless you
all-
want to breathe it in. I mean,
That's a whole different. Well, again, going back to the crack.
yeah, well, it is Florida. No.
All right. Well, the artistreallymatters.com. That's the website. Go check it out. Check out Alex's podcast and check out the films. It's great stuff. A lot of fun. I really enjoyed listening to some of the podcasts and enjoying the films. We're going to move on, but what we do on Tuesdays, we do Tuesday trivia, and our friend Ken Pichelle, who usually does the trivia with us, he is not available today. So I'm putting you on the spot. Would you like to stick around and answer some trivia questions with us?
I'll try.
The pressure's on.
Yeah,
Alex,
you
the
don't have to
pressure's
feel
on.
pressure to come up with the any answer at all, because we all help and the people write in and help, and
Yeah, we just make fun of you
Yeah, don't
for your
worry.
answers. Yeah. So we
I'm
asked.
great at improvising. Anyway.
Perfect. There you go. So I have 10 questions. We ask the questions. Our friends that are watching, they comment, on Facebook with their answers. So I ask all the questions first, and then we go back and do the answers. So I'm not telling you if you're right or wrong with your answers until the end. All right. So I hold in my hand 10 trivia questions. It is Tuesday trivia. Here we go. First question. You might know this one, Alex. Who is the only person to have 3 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? It's a multiple choice question. Is it Dean Martin? Is it Jerry Lewis? Is it Quentin Tarantino? Or is it Eric Clapton?
oh,
The only person to have 3 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, Quentin Tarantino, or Eric Clapton? Alex is thinking. Sallie, do you have any guesses?
I'm going to go with Dean Martin.
Sally's going with Dean Martin.
I'm thinking Jerry.
You're thinking Jerry. Final answer.
That's my final answer, baby.
Very good. Okay, next
My
question. Who is the only person to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 3 times? Is it Paul McCartney? Is it Stephen Stills? Is it Jimmy Page? Or is it Eric Clapton?
I think it's Clapton.
You're going with Clapton. Okay.
I think I'm going with Clapton.
Sally? Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, Stephen Stills, or Paul McCartney?
Steven Stills.
Stephen Stills. Okay. Next question. In the Peanuts cartoon, what is Linus's brother's name? Is it Charles? Is it Roger? Is it Rerun? Charles, Roger, or Rerun? Linus's brother. We all know his sister is Lucy. Some people don't even know they had a brother. Lucy had another brother. His name is what? Charles,
Charles.
Blanket.
Roger, or Rerun?
Maybe Charles.
Blanket.
Blanket.
No,
That's a
I'm
good
going to
one.
go with Roger.
You're going with Roger.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it might be Charles. Maybe an
You're
homage
going
to
with
the.
It can't
guy
be
who
Charles,
created it.
because then why would he have Charlie Brown?
Ooh, look at you. with your
Yeah.
thinking.
Good.
I'm the master of multiple choice.
That's a good question.
I don't know
We'll see.
anything. I just know I know like what it isn't.
All right. Next question. In Star Trek, what color is Spock's blood?
Green.
Green.
They both say green. Okay. Next question. Forwards I am heavy, backwards I am not. What am I?
Yoda.
Forwards I am heavy, backwards I'm not. What am I?
A typical Florida drunken night.
We got to get this guy back to New York, man.
Forwards, I'm heavy. Backward, I'm not.
Forwards I'm heavy, backwards I'm not. What am I?
Time. I'll say time.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I don't know.
Sally, you're not even going to bother to guess.
Now I'll have to
Look
think
at you.
about it.
All right. All right. Sally might get this one because she's a geek. How many muscles does it take to smile? Is it 1? Is it 10? Is it 17? Or is it 20? How many muscles does it take to smile? 1, 10, 17, or 20?
10.
Sally says 10 muscles.
It can't
to
be
do
an
this.
odd number, otherwise you'd be like have a stroke, right?
What in the world does that mean?
Well, if you smile, you need the exact amount on either side of your face, so it can't be an
For
odd
symmetry.
number.
Interesting.
Okay.
20?
Alex says 20. Sure. Okay. True or false? True or false? Pilgrims did not use forks. True or false?
True.
Sally says true.
I might say true too.
Alex says
A
true.
lot of twigs were lying around, but
There you go.
I don't know.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, okay.
I actually went to the Plymouth plantation, and they just sat around eating with their fingers out of bowls.
What, there were people...
They had to be exactly like they were back in the day.
Oh, so
like
there were people reenacting.
They wouldn't break character for anything. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it
Sounds
They
Thanksgiving?
tried.
Was it Thanksgiving or something? Or did they do that
No, it
year-round?
was like down in Plymouth in Massachusetts. They
Yeah.
have the Plymouth plantation, and you could walk around as, just you pay to get in, and you walk around from hut to hut and home, and
Oh, really? Oh, I
and
didn't know they
will
did that.
yeah, and people will talk to you, but they stay completely in character, and you can walk into their homes, and they just live the way they.
That's like here, the old Bethpage Restoration
It's
Village,
kind of like that.
which
yeah.
I love that place, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What was the first state in the United States? What was the first state? I'll give you multiple choice. Was it New York? Was it Delaware? Was it Pennsylvania? Was it Virginia? New
Virginia.
York, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Virginia. What is the first state? Sally says Virginia.
Might be Virginia. It
Alex?
just sounds like
All right.
it might be. Yeah.
All right, Alex is agreeing. All right, I have 2 more questions, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more questions, and we'll get all the answers. All right. If you had psychophilia, what
Spell it.
P-S-Y,
Oh, I didn't see that coming at all. Do it again.
like psychiatrist? Psychophilia, P-S-Y-G-O-P-H-I-L-L-I-A. Psychophilia. What would arouse you? Is it contact with buttocks, watching someone with a missing limb, or physical contact with someone 20 years older than you?
I'm going to go with the missing lamb because
You're
I could
going
see
missing
you
lamb.
looking that up.
Psychophilia.
Contact with buttocks, watching someone with a missing limb, or physical contact with someone 20 years older than you.
Maybe that one. Physical contact.
Physical
it's just
contact.
so psycho. It feels so psycho. I don't know.
All right. And last question, ladies and gentlemen. What percentage of women prefer shoe shopping over sex? Is it 16%, 37%, or 67%? Percentage of women who prefer shoe shopping over sex.
What are the percentages?
16, 37, or 67?
67.
67.
Wow. Look at you. I've just learned a lot about you.
That's why she has such a big collection in her closet
right,
of
yep.
shoes, right? I think I might agree 67.
Wow, all right.
Women like their shoes
Cool.
more than their dudes.
Does your wife have Beatle shoes?
No,
you
she
have
does
to get
not.
her Beatles shoes. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Beatle
Tuck that
freaks,
thought away.
They have the Sgt. Pepper
Yes.
outfits and all that garbage. Okay, here we go. We're going to get to our answers.
All right, let's do
You
it.
got that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The only person to have 3 stars in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Was it Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, Quentin Tarantino, or Eric Clapton? Sally said Dean Martin. Alex said Jerry Lewis. And what do we have there from our friends that are watching? What guesses did they come up with?
Taz said Dean Martin.
Dean Martin,
Andy
yeah.
said Eric Clapton. Jones said Jerry. Taz said Clapton.
Okay. Well, the answer, Sally is correct and Taz is correct. It is, in fact, Dean Martin.
Oh.
1 for music, 1 for film, 1 for TV.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was thinking. Just because he kind of spread himself out a bit.
Yeah, he did.
That's amore.
Nice. I see what you did there, you.
That's right. I sang that at the dinner show, so yeah.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Who is the only person to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 3 times? Was it Paul McCartney, Stephen Stills, Jimmy Page, or Eric Clapton? Stephen Stills has the distinction of being the only person inducted twice in one night
Oh, wow.
with Buffalo Springfield and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Paul McCartney is in there twice as a solo artist and as a Beatle. Jimmy Page is in there twice as a member of
Alex
the
was
Yardbirds
right.
and Led Zeppelin. Eric Clapton is in there as a member of Queen, the Yardbirds, and his solo career. Eric Clapton is the only person in there 3 times.
Nice.
Who else got that?
And Tess got it. Joan got it. Ken Pichelle got it.
And Andy said Jimmy Page. Andy got something wrong? Andy put Janos. I'm shocked. Okay.
It's been a long time since he rocked and rolled.
My goodness.
Anyway.
In the Peanuts cartoons, what is Linus's brother's name? Is it Charles? Is it Roger? Is it Rerun?
Most people are saying Rerun.
Well, they would be correct.
Okay.
And
Wow.
Yep, Rerun is his name. Did
I thought
anybody?
he was just from What's Happening, man.
That's what I was thinking, too.
And that's why when I was picking my multiple choice answers, that's why I put Roger Rerun. No Roger, no Rerun, no rent. Remember that one? What's happening?
Yeah.
Yep. I love that stupid show, man. Which doobie you be?
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that was a gimme. Everybody knows Spock's blood is green, right? Everybody must have gotten that. Right?
Joan said Brown.
Oh, Joan is racist.
That's most illogical.
Nice. Okay. Forwards, I am heavy. Backwards, I am not. What am I? Alex said time. Sallie refused to even answer. Well, and of course, Ken Pichelle, who usually does the trivia with us, he got it.
Ton?
Ton. Forwards, I'm heavy. A ton is very heavy. Backwards, ton backwards is spelled not. You see that?
I see what they did there.
Yeah, you see what we did there. Anybody else get that?
Very good.
No one else
Oh,
even...
wait. Andy got it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Nice.
Okay. All right. How many muscles does it take to smile? You said 20, I believe, Alex?
Yes.
Sallie said...
I said 10.
You said 10, because it couldn't be an odd number, you said.
So it was an odd number.
It is 17.
Oh, okay. So Felix got it right.
Oh, yeah? So somewhere your mouth must be...
You just can't
Uneven.
leave it. You just have to keep going on with it. You just can't say, wow, Felix got it right. No, I have to go point out that you got it really wrong.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. Well, that's the whole point. We get to I make fun of everybody's wrong answers. Almost everybody's
Love
wrong
it.
answers.
Love is in the air.
True or false? Pilgrims did not use forks.
A lot of people said true.
You both said true, I believe, too.
But a lot of people on here did too.
Nice job, Sally. You got that right.
Yeah,
You said
fuck
true.
off.
And not only did you get it right, Sally, but you use your experience of going to Plymouth as their actual reason. That's why.
You're still going to be dry humping for a week.
Oh,
I'm
snap.
going to be main baiting. Apparently
That was
yesterday.
so funny. Yeah, tell Alex this. This is so funny.
There's a comedian, Anthony Rodia. He called in yesterday. He was telling us that apparently you can't say the words master bedroom anymore because it has racial connotations.
Yeah, he has a real estate agent friend who said that the guy got a notice saying, please don't list things as master bedroom. Do it as main bedroom.
Right, main bedroom.
Tony
So
said.
we couldn't believe that. I personally feel like Uncle Ben's rice, Aunt Jemima, I don't care. If that has racial connotations, fine. Remove it. As long as it's still the same delicious product, I don't care what you call it. Call it Alex Rudy's rice. I don't really care. It's Aunt Jemima makes great food, so that's all I care about. But I did feel that master bedroom is taking things a little too far.
Yeah.
But since we now have to call it the main bedroom, I guess we have to replace master and everything. So I said, later on today, I'm going to main bait.
I like what he did there.
You see that? So
Very crafty.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. So it turns out they did use their fingers. They had spoons, they had knives, the Pilgrims, but they didn't have forks. They used their fingers.
Oh, boy, don't shake their hands after that.
That's
Yeah.
right.
No man baiting after that.
Yeah, you get your food all over you.
Yeah.
What was the first state? I believe you both said Virginia. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, you're both wrong.
Yeah, because I kind of figured it was wrong because Andy said Delaware.
Andy said Delaware. Ken Pichelle says Delaware.
Joan said Delaware.
Yep. Well, Delaware is the correct answer. Delaware was the very first state. All right, 2 more, and then we're out of here. If you had zygophilia, what would arouse you? Is it contact with buttocks, watching someone with a missing limb, which was Sally's choice, or contact with someone, physical contact with someone 20 years older than you, which was Alex's choice. Well, what did we get here? Felix is 20
What's
years
the
older.
answer?
The answer is physical contact with buttocks.
Isn't that what Alex said?
No, Alex said
Oh.
physical contact with someone who's 20 years older than you.
Psychophilia.
Psychophilia is the arousal of contact with buttocks.
Yeah, that's what Andy said too.
Andy lives it.
Cooliphilia? Should have been the name.
Cooliphilia.
That would make more sense, I
That's
guess.
so much. That makes so much more sense.
That's
You
good.
know, really.
All right. Here we go. The last question, ladies and gentlemen. What percentage of women prefer shoe shopping to sex? Is it 16%, 37%, 67%?
Andy and Felix said 16%.
And Sallie and Alex said 67%.
Yeah, and Andrew Fremder said 100%.
And did anybody say 37%?
No,
Nobody?
no.
I think that is the first time that nobody got the correct answer.
Oh, really? Okay.
37% of women prefer shoe shopping to sex. There you go. Wow. I really don't think anybody's ever gotten... Usually somebody gets the correct answer. Wow, I'm shocked. Well,
Andy said, "Who'd have thought pilgrims are into fingering?"
that's great. All right, there you go. Alex Rudy, The Artist Matters, theartistreallymatters.com. Check out the park. Check out the talk, the dog talker.
Dog Tucker.
Dog Tucker. Alex Rudy, thank you, pal, for hanging out with
Yeah,
us today.
thanks,
We had a lot of
Alex.
fun.
Really, really
Pleasure
appreciate
meeting you,
it.
Sally.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you again. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is just after 12, so your Sally's turning into a pumpkin. It is time for us to head on out. Today is Tuesday, so we have... Is there a quarantine life today?
No.
No. But there is No Rhyme, No Reason at 6:30 with Jeff Bosey and Rich Rada.
And Marla.
Oh, forgive me. Jen and Marla's Ageless Adventures today at 1:30.
Asphelia.
That's great. Jen and Marla's Ageless Adventures at 1:30 this afternoon, a little over an hour from now. Rich and Jeff with No Rhyme, No Reason at 6:30. Domestic Disturbance Podcast on at 9? 8?
9.
9. Very good. I know Jeff and Rich they're bringing Darren Dillon back after getting cut off last week. So that'll be fun. And do Domestic Disturbance, they usually have a guest. Any idea?
Yeah, I do not know the guest, but, Tim, Mike, Carla, looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Always looking forward to it. So there you go. And then today is Tuesday, so Sallie and I are not back here tomorrow. Those two lovely ladies, Danielle and Eric, will be here tomorrow for Ashland. They're starting at 11:30, special time for them tomorrow. But join them as always, and then tomorrow, Quarantine Life tomorrow? Probably. Hopefully. Maybe.
No.
No, there's
Maybe.
not. Maybe. All right. And then you have Three's Company tomorrow night at 7:30, followed by Punk Rap, etc. at 9. And then Sallie and I are back here Thursday at 11 a.m. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We ask that you please, just like you see over Sallie's head, please like and share all the shows. Please share all the shows. Tell everybody you know about govsradio.com as we try to build this place up. We are going to, next week, we're going to start redoing this place. Sallie and I will be doing the show from someplace else. Who knows where. But so we're trying to build this place up. We ask that you like and share all the shows and spread the word. And as we keep this place going. So we thank you guys. Have a great day. Stay happy, stay safe,